Hello book nerds, welcome to Bookshelf Bunny. I'm Kim and this is a short review of The Year Before the End by Vidar Hokstad. Hey guys, so I was gifted a copy of this book in exchange for an honest review, and I have very recently finished reading said book, and I would like to now give my review. You can also find my review on my blog, Instagram, Goodreads, and Amazon.ca, because Canada. All right, let's just jump right into it. The Year Before the End by Vidar Hokstad, and I'm so sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I am not very good at that. Random story, I actually used to work in a call center where I would call to speak to people and try to convince them to pay their past due cell phone bills, and I butchered names on a regular basis. You would think that a job like that I would get better at, pronouncing names, but I didn't. Okay, so let's do the actual review. This is a fun sci-fi read. It's action-packed, and it's one part heist, one part political intrigue. I ended up giving it a 3 out of 5 though. And the only reason for that really is two things. First of all, the pacing was on the slow side to start with, and it didn't immediately grab my attention. Like any sci-fi or fantasy book, there's a lot of world building, and I found that it was a little heavy on the info dumping right up front, so that kind of slowed down that pacing a little bit. The only other criticism that I had was the characters. I feel like they weren't as well developed as they could have been. Not our protagonist, Captain Ortega, her crew. I found that her crew could have been more developed. I really liked Clarice and her bionic eyes. She was pretty awesome. There are a couple twists in this book, and I feel like they would have had some more impact if we had known more about those characters. But that was it. Those are my only criticisms. All in all, it's a really good book. I very much enjoyed reading it. Once I got into it and that pace picked up and I got a solid feel for the world and what was happening, it was very interesting. This is book 1 of a series. It looks like there are 6 total, and I am interested in reading more, so that's always a good sign. So the general synopsis is a group of, they're like mercenaries. They do kind of contract work, and their work can often be shady depending on who has hired them to do what. And this crew accepts a job, and the job is to break into a very well-established space station and steal an artifact or an object of importance to the client who has hired them. So they do this, and this heist is so much fun. I really enjoyed the whole process of them planning and executing the plan, and then the shenanigans that happened as they're trying to get out. Really, really fun. But then once they have this object, they come to discover that there's a little bit more going on than what they had thought. In a confrontation with the client, they come to understand that he is not necessarily who he says he is. His allegiances are with a group called Sovereign Earth, and this group is really opposed to this gate, this spaceport gate that is being built that will allow contact with alien life forms for the first time in Earth's history. This group is very concerned and does not want this gate to be built. Now, the aliens in question, they've given this technology. They made first contact through transmissions, and for all intents and purposes, they appear to be exactly what they claim. They appear to be peaceful. But of course, there are doubts. Everyone's got these doubts. Are they really peaceful? Or do they plan on, once that gate is operational, invading Earth and space? That's where the political intrigue comes in. So now our fun mercenary group, they are stuck in the middle with this information and they need to get it out and they don't know how, and they're being attacked from all sides because there's a Mars colony and the client has pretended to be them to attack this space station where the group got the object from. And so now Earth government, not sovereign Earth, they're kind of like a terrorist organization. But Earth's government and Mars's government are now having high tensions, and both of these people are after our captain and her group and her crew, and for very different reasons. They don't know who to trust, and it's quite the story. Like I said, I am interested in reading the second installment of this series, and I would love to see what happens next in this crazy world and shenanigans that this poor crew has found themselves tied up in. All right, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Are you interested in sci-fi? If so, what was your favorite all-time sci-fi read? For me, Ender's Game. This book was great though. Read it. Pick it up. I'll share a link in the description below where you can find a copy of the book on Amazon. Check it out, read it, support the author. Good story. All right, book nerds, that's all I've got for you. And as always, happy reading.